Yeah, so in case you're wondering what vehicle this is, can't really make that out in this darkness. Another nighttime quick review. This is the new revamped 2014 Toyota Corolla. Which is, compared to the last generation model, kind of a significant upgrade. You know? You got your blue illumination around the cabin. My camera just does not want to focus these days. There we go. Gray and black trim. Toyota uses this combination a lot. The center console is probably the most significant change. They even include auto climate controls, which was not standard in the last generation. Everything is easy to understand and operate. As usual with Toyota, their mantra seems to be simplicity. Did I use that word right? Mantra, however you say it. Nice little sound system laid out that's pretty easy to operate. And it actually includes standard a rear view camera, which most vehicles in the next few years are going to have anyway, because that's going to be a new requirement here in the United States. So, on the wheel, you have volume controls, phone controls. These were all features that you had to purchase a camera to get in the previous generation, but now they trickled on down to the Corolla line. The car rides smooth. The engine has a kind of a louder sound than the last generation. It sounds kind of like the Altima engines of the current Nissan Altima engines. They have a different sound to them. Maybe because they redesigned the engines to reduce fuel consumption. These cars do get good gas mileage. The Corolla has always been good on gas, so that's nothing new in this particular model. Woo! I fumbled that ball like Ricky Williams or something. Ricky Williams back in the day when he played for the Saints with the small hands. The back seat actually seems pretty roomy. I might have to put on YouTube's nighttime effect to brighten that for you, but look at that leg room that they managed to get out of this. It's pretty impressive. Because the body overall doesn't seem too much larger than the last generation. There's one thing about it that's kind of unsettling to me. I mean, it still screams Toyota. It's not too fancy. It's simplicity, reliability. But I feel like in order to see over the dash comfortably, you have to raise the seat higher than usual. Like, I got it almost actually to its maximum level, because this dashboard it sits so high. It sits kind of high, in my opinion, and others that have driven this model had the same opinion. It's like the dash is unusually high. I mean, it's hard to explain unless you sit in it yourself. You might not be able to see this because it's dark. But it would be perfect if they, see, along the door, if they were able to line this edge of the dashboard up with flush with the door, it would probably be at the perfect height. The dash would be at the perfect height then. But it kind of sits up a little higher than the door. And I think they could have lowered the dash a little more when they designed it. It's a little strange. I don't know how to describe it. And you probably didn't even see it because it's black and it's dark. Hopefully the lighting effect will make it visible. If not, it just sounds like I'm wasting my breath. But, you know, compared to the last generation Corolla, this is a pretty major upgrade as far as Toyota is concerned. It feels more modern, and it's just something about this dashboard that's kind of like, I don't know. Of course, it's gonna be reliable, and it's attractive, but it's not oh my God, attractive, you know. But then again, in this segment, I haven't really seen any car that's really all that attractive. You know, you compare it to something like the Nissan Sentra, the new Nissan Sentra. I hate that car. I was gonna shoot a review on it, but I didn't even want to because I don't like it at all. But I have driven it, and I just didn't care for that at all, man. Wow. I don't know who put that out like that. I hated it from a visual standpoint. Then you have the Chevy Cruze, which is okay, but it's not all that to look at. You know what? Now that I think about the segment and the other vehicles in the class, the Hyundai Elantra is the best, probably. The most streamlined looking, the most attractive looking. So if I never reviewed the Hyundai Elantra, but if I had to review it, I would probably give that one like a 4.5. I'll go ahead on and bump this Corolla up to a 4. Because comparing it to the other vehicles in the segment, it's better looking than those to me. I don't really like the Ford Fusion. The Ford Focus. I don't like the Ford Focus. I think the Ford Focus is the worst in this segment. Based on reliability. The Cruze is kind of neck and neck with the Focus. But I haven't seen as many issues. The Focus had a lot of issues when it first came out with that redesign. Then I would probably go with I would go Focus, Sentra. These are the latest models, by the way, 2014. Focus, Sentra, Cruze, Corolla, and then the Hyundai Elantra as the top. I haven't shot reviews for all those vehicles that I mentioned. I actually had a review for the Focus, but it didn't come out too good, so I just erased it. But maybe I'll get into shooting one about it pretty soon. It's not a fresh redesign. It's been out for a couple years now. And anyway, I'm rambling on about vehicles that's not even pertaining to this Corolla. I would say look at the Hyundai Elantra first, because I still feel like that's the best car in this segment. But this Corolla is a nice runner-up to that Elantra. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5 if I had to review it on my average car review guy scale. Also, the Elantra doesn't feature, at least in the base trim, phone controls and volume controls on the wheel. Well, it might have volume controls. I might be mistaken on that. And it also didn't have a rear view camera and auto climate controls. This is I'm pretty sure this is a base trim. This is a LE. The LE is, I think that's the base trim Corolla. I might be mistaken. I'm more familiar with the cameras than the Corollas, but this is a Corolla LE. And you have a rear view camera, standard, auto climate controls, and Bluetooth phone controls. Pretty impressive, because, you know, this is a economical car class. Anyway, I'm done rambling. I'm going to sign off for this review. Sorry it was at nighttime. But you get the idea. And before I go, let me give y'all my patented cabin view from the back seat. Coming up next. Okay, here I am in the back. I know you can't see my legs, but wow. Now that I sit in the back of this car, I actually need to bump it up maybe to a 4.3. Because the leg room is crazy in this thing. The Elantra had the best leg room, but I think this Corolla might have topped it. This is almost like a full-size car back here. Almost. Pretty close, but not quite. But yeah, it's real roomy in the back. And here's your nighttime shot of the cockpit. With everything illuminated. But yeah, once I got in the back, that kind of bumped the scale up a little bit. This is very roomy. I'm amazed with how much room this is. This is probably the roomiest car in this segment now. So props to Toyota for that. I'm going to bump them up to a 4.3 out of 5. This is nice. Toyota. Your dashboard is kind of strange, but you won me over with the leg room in the back and the bold styling for a Toyota in the new Corolla, because the old Corolla was as bland as you could get, but this is probably as elegant as you can hope for from Toyota. Okay, I'm signing out now. I've talked enough.